Morning, thanks for joining me on my walk today. Today I'm going to talk about the teaching profession. I'm going to pose the question, are teachers really undervalued? I know the answer to the question. Pretty sure all the teachers out there know the answer to that question, but maybe if you're not a teacher, you might have a slightly different perspective. For example, a lot of people complain that teachers are lazy. We have such long holidays, and surely wouldn't everyone love to be a teacher? Every time there's a pay rise, again, people complain that teachers are whinging about a job that, because of those holidays, they shouldn't be complaining about. Except that they're often neglecting the fact that when we do eventually get a pay rise, it's often just to make up for the inflation that has taken place for those 5 or 6 years when teachers didn't get a pay rise. Now, I'm not in this situation anymore. When I was a teacher in Australia, we occasionally went on strike, we would occasionally get a pay rise, and we'd hear all these complaints from people about how we're ungrateful, we had a great job, and every time there's a holiday, a school holiday, it was like, oh wow, wouldn't it be great to be a teacher? Of course, most people don't realise how much work gets done by teachers in those school holidays. And so that's the first thing, the fact that, sure, it's nice to have holidays, but in most situations, you are working a fair bit on those holidays as well. And I'm going to talk about this thing that pops up every year on my Twitter, my X feed. So I'm an international school teacher, so I've kind of escaped a lot of these things that I'm going to talk about today. But when I see my Twitter feed and I see all these teachers from the US with this thing called clear the list. Now, I don't quite understand it, I don't know anything about it, so please drop a comment and improve my understanding of this. But I did a bit of research to try to find out a little bit about what it really is, because my impression was that it was teachers asking for help to buy teaching resources to basically do their jobs. And that just blew my mind. I've never had to do that, so I've been lucky. When I was teaching in Australia, I never had to do this. Teaching internationally, certainly I've never had to pay a cent out of my own pocket to buy resources to do my job. So I wanted to make this video because I just think it's sad. I don't understand how a country such as the US can be in a situation where teachers are so undervalued that they're having to resort to paying for resources out of their own pocket. Teachers are doing two things that I find amazing. Firstly, they're paying for resources from their own pocket, which leads to begging virtually online for people to help them to do things, to buy resources, buy things that are just going to help them do the job because they care about their students. And that's the main thing here. It's all out of concern for the students, and teachers make many sacrifices for their students, and this is just one of those things that they do. And the other thing, of course, is the fact that many teachers have to get side hustles, extra jobs just to pay the bills. That just blows my mind. Teachers should be professionals that are rewarded financially for the work and effort they put into getting their qualifications, and they should be paid on par with other professions where people are highly qualified, highly skilled, people with degrees that should be respected. So these things sort of, I struggle a little bit to work out. Now, when I was a teacher back in Australia, I didn't feel that I was as respected as I thought I deserved. There was this thought that, even hearing stories of parents telling their kids, give your teachers a hard time, they're lazy and, make their life miserable kind of thing. I didn't have a lot of that myself, but certainly teachers are not as well regarded as they are in other places. So what I want to talk about are the options and the fact that things can be different. And so I'm an international teacher. I teach in an international school. I'm in Thailand at the moment. The big difference really is in terms of respect, and it's respect in two different ways. It's respect in terms of being respected by students, being respected by parents as well. And so the fact that when you're at parent-teacher conferences, you can really see how much respect parents have for the teaching profession and how valued you are, because your role is to educate the kids, to make them successful, help them be successful, help them get into colleges, for example. So all of this stuff is something that's really highly valued in Asian culture. And so I've felt always very, very well respected by all the parents that I've dealt with. And the other thing is respect from administrators. The fact that in international schools there's a lot more trust and there's autonomy provided, and you get to decide how you're going to teach the curriculum and how you're going to do your job. And the resources are provided for you. If I want resources, I place an order and it appears the next day in my classroom. And so those of you who are sort of stuck in the teaching profession and feeling miserable and undervalued and overworked and overstressed, what are the options? Well, the only option I can put forward is the one that I've taken, and that's to get out, to head overseas, to discover this international teaching profession, to discover what international schools are all about, to look into international teaching recruitment agencies and maybe even attend a recruitment fair and see what jobs are out there for you. There are some incredible opportunities teaching internationally, teaching in international schools where you're paid a lot more, you're respected a lot more, your life, your quality of life and the work-life balance is a lot better, and you're also able to stack away the savings and travel at the same time. So this sounds interesting to you, then check out some of my other videos on the subject on how you can become an international teacher working in an international school. I'm going to keep making more videos about this. It's something I'm very passionate about. It's the thing that's changed my life for the better. It's really something I think that all teachers should look into, whether it's for a short term, a year or two, or whether you do it and you become addicted to it like me and you do it forever. I'm going to keep doing this until I retire. This is 23 years now. I'm in Thailand and I'm already kind of just thinking about the next place that I'm going to move to. But I'm also thinking about the fact that I'm a lot better off in a lot of ways than if I had stayed where I was in Australia. So, like, subscribe, whatever. Drop a comment, ask a question. I'm happy to help if I can. Thanks for joining me on this little walk. I'll see you later.